What's up, everybody? Well, today I'm here to show you another vacuum that just joined my vacuum collection. Yes, it's another Hoover Elite. I know what you guys were probably thinking right as you clicked on this video. But here I present to you a Hoover Elite Energy Efficient Upright Vacuum, model U4671-930. This one is one of the many variants that's in this nice, rare, white color. One that I've been looking for quite a while now. And finally found one. Now when I got this, it did have one big issue, and that was mainly the carpet height adjustment knob was missing. Not just that, but also the little tab that the knob holds on to was actually broken off, so I had to get a replacement for that. And I got this vacuum on eBay, like I said. And besides the busted carpet height adjustment knob and bracket, this also, as usual, had a stretched belt. So I put a fresh new one in, and now you got an instant working vacuum that looks nice and just as vintage as the rest of the Elites that I have. So this was one of the many versions of the soft bag Elite upright. There was one version I know of. There was the the burgundy version that had the ridged hood. There was also a burgundy version with the square hood like this. And then there was one that was green. And then also there was one that was blue with a ridged hood. So many versions of this. And I also have a seafoam green one with the air freshener on the top. But so many versions of these soft bag Elites. And there was the Elite Supreme, but that one was a hard bag version. So let's give a walk through the machine. Right here you have the smaller handle. This isn't the higher end model that has the deluxe grip handle. But the handle does feel nice in your hand. And this is actually an Elite that's old enough to have the gray body. I would like to point that out. Also has white attachments and a gray cord. And if any of you remember the video I made on my seafoam green Elite, I will link the video to that vacuum in the description box. That one was new enough to start to feature the black body, but it still had white attachments and a gray cord. But anyway, this one's old enough to have the gray body. So as we move on down here, you have your Hoover lettering on the outer bag. This is Elite Energy Efficient on the front. And to get access to your bag on these, the zipper is on the left of the outer bag. And you get access to your Type A bag. I'm running a HEPA Type A. This is a generic HEPA A bag that filters much better than the genuine paper bags. And down here you do have your stair cleaning handle. And as we move down here, you have here on the side of the hood your cleaning port for tools. Right here is your 4-position carpet height adjustment. I usually like to leave it at the middle for the pile of this carpet. And as we come down to the hood, we have your Hoover lettering right over here. It has a 7.2 amp motor, brushed edge cleaning on both sides, and has the cleaning effectiveness per amp, Hoover's famous marketing technique to make higher end models more expensive and appealing to buyers, so they gravitate towards the higher end machines, which technically speaking, this just means how the vacuum is equipped. And the Elite Supremes, the hardbag version, had the same cleaning effectiveness per amp. Just the only difference you get with it is it's a hardbag and the regular Elite is soft bag. And also what made these different is mostly the brush roll was different on what model you get. And speaking of brush roll, I'll go ahead and show you that. This is the full-length bristle brush roll. That is a dual row. It has very stiff bristles, I will tell you that. They really groom the carpet and agitate well. And this is a familiar sight to a lot of high-end Elites. It has the metal cage sole plate. Mostly these metal ridges are mostly for structural integrity of the bottom sole plate. And you can still have the full length of bristles. Some people may remember that there was a notch right here that had no bristles, and that was for the plastic sole plate. They had the one bar right down there, and then there was later ones with the 2 bars, which Hoover eventually went to a ridge right here to contrast that. But this is one that has the full length of bristles and this metal cage. I honestly, the only thing I don't like about the metal cage is every so often you will get some bristles that contact it and kind of shred themselves off. But it works good for what it is. The only downfall is, for this example, you have a nice little cutout right here. I don't know what happened. I do not believe this was intentionally made. I'm thinking the previous owner might have sucked up or ran into something they shouldn't have, breaking off this part of the sole plate. But for the most part, the sole plate's still structurally safe. I don't know whether or not I'm going to need to find a replacement. But for right now, the only good thing I see out of this is this now edge cleans a little bit better. Although it doesn't suck to the carpet as good as if it didn't have that break. But it actually does pretty good, surprisingly. It doesn't seem to be that big of a deal. Right here you have your undercarriage wheels right there. And now let's go ahead and turn this thing on its back to show you the model number. Right here is Hoover Cleaner, model U4671-930 for the Hoover Company, North Canton, Ohio. Series B, 7.2 amps. This is just a later revision of the motor. It's 120 volts, 60 hertz, 7.2 amps. There's your bag and belt type. And to serial date these, the first 2 digits decode the month, 3rd and 4th decodes the year. So this vacuum was manufactured in 11 of 93, or November of 1993, for household use only, made in the USA. That is one thing to love about these old Hoovers. They're American made. That is something you'll never see on a newer vacuum that's made in the USA. Right here you have your typical Hoover Elite Fair side-mounted power switch, which this is mostly a plastic rod that runs down into the valley of the motor where an actual rocker switch sits inside. And right back here you have your attachments. You have your dusting brush, upholstery tool, crevice tool, and upholstery tool down here. And on the side here you do have your extension wand and your mounts for your hose right here. And I'll show that later in the video. And right here, the cord is in near perfect condition. I say that because right here is a small little tear. But it's not too terrible in my opinion. But this will eventually warrant a replacement cord. So anyway, let's go ahead and release that. And the cord is semi-long. It's got to at least be in the 30-foot range. Alright, so now let's go ahead and plug this guy in. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn this thing on and demo it for you guys so you can see just how good this thing runs. Also, another thing that's typical Hoover Elite is the noise it makes when it's running. These things are pretty loud when they're running, so headphone users, I advise turning down your volume for this part. So, here we go. in the video, let's go ahead and show you how it works in tool mode. Just remove the hose off the rack like so. Flip up this little door right here, and then stick the hose in like so. Now, don't expect great suction out of this. Because this is a direct air vacuum, this tends to produce more airflow than suction. But for a vacuum of its kind, it does have pretty good cool suction. There you go. Well, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed this video of the Hoover Elite Energy Efficient Upright Vacuum. Be sure and stay tuned, and don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.